Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Traditions Homestead. Well, we have had a really warm fall so far here in southern Missouri. In fact, deer hunting season, rifle season was just last week, and it was in the 70s for most of that time. Most of the time when I'm out rifle hunting for deer season, I'm bundled up. It's maybe in the 30s or 40s. But this year, there are actually a few days where I hunted in a t-shirt, which was pretty crazy. But this week, winter is coming.
I'm so excited, actually. I've been waiting and waiting for the cool down after the hot summer and the warm fall so far. I'm really excited for it to cool down and get nice and crisp outside, get us ready for Christmas.
We've got a couple of nights coming up, actually starting tonight, and then the next few nights we're supposed to be in the low 20s and maybe even the teens overnight. And because of that, we need to get some things ready for the animals.
This past summer, we built 2 of these hoop coops, just like this. One for our chickens, one for our ducks, and it's been working really well. It's basically just a 2x4 frame with cattle panels over it to make this archway, plus then chicken wire, and we've just framed it in here, made a nice door. They've got really great roosts on the inside and nesting boxes here, but this is great for the summer because of all of this ventilation, not so great for the winter. So we are going to modify these hoop coops today and make it a little bit more airtight for them. Really, they just need to be dry and they need to be out of the wind. In southern Missouri here, we don't really get that cold, and really January's the only really cold month of the year. The last 4 years that we've been here, we've had maybe an inch of snow altogether the entire winter. So we don't have to worry about snow load, we don't have to worry about negative temperatures. We just need to protect them from the rain, the precipitation, and the wind. So we're going to do that by closing up the back area here and then closing up these areas on the front. We do want them to still have adequate light on the days that are really too nasty to let them out. So we are going to keep this part of the door open, but we'll close up these sides here. That should be plenty of protection for them. Let me move it that way. Oop, not so much, sorry. A little more. That's good. Well, can you see down here? Can they come up? Yeah, that worked.
So what we're going to do first is we're going to attach a piece of plywood to the back of the hoop coop. Now we're not going to leave it just like this. We're going to trace the actual curvature of the hoop coop. Then we're going to take this back down and cut that so that it matches the design of the coop. And then we'll put it back up, and that will give them some good windbreak over the winter. We've got that cut out. Not the most beautiful shape because we're kind of working with an odd shape with these cattle panels. They never bend completely in a perfect curve. So, but we'll label this one so in the spring we can take this off, store it in the barn, and then put it back on the following winter. And we'll make a custom one for each of the hoop coops that fits that hoop coop perfectly. So let's take this back over and put it on the back and see how it looks.
How's that seem?
Seems good. Hold that up there.
Okay. It's good.
All right, I think that is perfect. That is going to give a nice windbreak to keep the wind coming in from the back of this hoop coop. Now let's go around to the front and figure out what we can do on that as well. So for the front, our plan is going to be to leave the door the way it is right now. There's already a piece of wood down here at the bottom, which gives them a little windbreak down at the bottom, but we're going to leave the top part open for ventilation, but we are going to enclose these sides for the winter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 pieces of plywood that are 2 feet wide and about 4 feet tall, and then we'll trace this curvature once again just like we did on the back, and then we'll be able to put a piece here and here which will cover up those sides. So that's the next step in the process. I'm going to take a sheet of plywood, I'm going to cut it into 4 2-foot sections. All right, now that we have these cut into 4 pieces, we're going to take 2 of them over. We're going to tack them up on the front of the duck hoop coop. We're going to trace that curvature, then we'll bring them back over, cut that out, put them up, and we'll be done with the duck house.
I'll help you.
All right, so we've got the duck house done. Now, a couple things that didn't turn out exactly right, but again, like I've told you guys in the past, when we're building these hoop coops, because you're working with kind of imperfect materials to start with, nothing is exactly square, nothing is exact. So, when we built this one, we knew that our door ended up a little bit off center. Because of that, this side was about 2 feet, this side was a little over, so we do have a little gap here. I'm not going to worry about it. They still have plenty of protection inside of there. I could add a piece if I wanted to, but I just think that's kind of, it's not necessary. So now when we do get a nice warm day coming up, which after this cold stretch we're supposed to get some warm again, I'll actually bring out some water seal and spray these with Thompson's water seal so it will protect this plywood better and it will last longer. Well, let's go inside and you can see that now they have a lot more protection inside of the hoop coop. So you can see now inside they're completely protected from the wind here on the back. The sides are, you know, nice and protected, and then on the front. So the only way that they can get any wind at all is through the door, but we really want to leave that open so they're not in complete darkness, you know, early in the morning, or on a really nasty day. There are days that we just leave them in here all day, and we do want them to have some light. So this is going to be perfect. It's going to protect them from everything that they need to be protected from. Now, after we get done fixing the chicken hoop coop, then we're going to come back in both of these and add a nice thick layer of bedding for the winter as well. And then that will keep them even warmer on the ground.
Ready? Good. All right, should we do this one first? The last thing we need to do on this project is to add some fresh bedding. It is getting windy and it's sprinkling and it's nasty. So I'm ready to finish this part up.
Well, those are completely done with new bedding and the new back and front put on each one. That will keep those nice and cozy over the winter.
Now there are several other projects that we need to do to get the rest of the homestead ready for winter. The homestead and the other animals, we're going to bring you along.
Well, all we had time to get done yesterday before it started to rain and get really cold was the duck house and the chicken house. So we've got a few projects to finish up yet today. Starting with giving some hay to the pigs.
All of the pigs have adequate shelter from the rain and enough, I think, from the wind as well. We just want to give them a nice comfy bed of hay to snuggle down into as the nights are getting cooler.
We're down to just having one of our feeder pigs left. We took care of the second one over the Thanksgiving holiday. And so we have just one feeder pig left to process this year. We're doing 3 pigs this year, and then we have our 3 breeder pigs as well. Now it is chilly out today. The high is only in the upper 30s, and with the wind chill, we were getting 30 to 40 mile an hour winds today. The wind chill actually isn't supposed to get much out of the upper 20s, so it's a little chilly out here today. At least it's nice and sunny, so we're going to try to get this done as fast as we can. Tonight we are supposed to get down into the teens.
And later this week we could get our first snow. Now, like I said before, we don't generally get a lot of snow, but a little dusting is fun a couple times a year. So I have the cart loaded up with hay to bring in here to put in this shelter. Let's get started and then we'll move on to the others. How about I put it in and you spread it around? Come on. Well, that one's done. He's gonna have fun today, digging around in there. But I hear the other pigs, they know something's going on. They want in on the action, whatever it is. Next up is Myrtle. Are you gonna help me too, girl? Get in there. There. Do you love it? Are you gonna lay right down? You love it. I have a little more. I have a little more. Okay. About a month ago, we decided to buy a different shelter for the pigs back here in the woods. It's designed specifically for pigs. We knew it would be good and sturdy and would be a great thing to keep them sheltered from the elements this winter. They're enjoying it. They're not able to push it around, which is fantastic. But today we're going to fill it with some hay just to give them the ability to snuggle down in and keep warm. Do you want to come help out? Come on. Oh, you're bringing some along for me? Thank you. Thanks for bringing it along. Go put it in your shelter. There you go. Thanks for helping. Here's some more. There's some more, Charlie. You want to help her out? She's busy decorating. Charlie decided to snack on it instead of help. Oh, you're having a snack too? Well, whatever. Dual purpose, right? Dual purpose. Okay. You guys are set. I love these Idaho pasture pigs. These guys are full grown. Oh, am I not scratching you good enough? And their temperament is so mild. I can't even believe it. They're not pushing you around like some of the other full-grown pig breeds that we've had. They're just so chill. Even Charlie, he's our boar, and he's chilled too. Aren't you, buddy? You're a good boy. Oh, you like that. Oh, you like that. I love these Idaho pasture pigs. I think we found the breed that is good for small homesteads. Okay, you don't need to taste my jeans. All right, these guys are all set. Okay, one final project that we need to get done before we're completely ready for the cold. Let's go.
So the last project we need to accomplish before tonight is to install a heat lamp inside of our well house. For those of you who haven't been following for long, this last summer we had a new well drilled here on the homestead, and then we put this nice insulated well house around it. Here in Missouri, most people have what's called a well house. It's where not only the actual well is, but it's where your pressure tank and all of your plumbing starts. Now in this well, it runs one direction to the house, and then eventually we're going to also run off of here to run water lines for all of our animals. We may not get to that until next spring, but we need to keep all of this stuff warm and tidy so that it doesn't freeze over the winter. So we're going to just do a real simple job today, installing a heat lamp in here to keep it warm. So for this, because there's already an outlet installed inside of the well house, what I'm basically going to do is install a clip-on heat lamp like this and use a 150 watt heat lamp bulb. Now we'll only run this on the nights that we need to, which is going to be a night like tonight. So we're going to put this in. I'm going to not use the clamp that comes with this. I'm going to actually attach this so that there's no way it can accidentally fall inside of the well house. Now we want to hang this in such a way that the heat lamp isn't going to start anything on fire. So I'm not going to hang it like way over here close to everything. I'm going to put it more over here. Like I've showed you guys before, plumber's hanger. It comes on a roll, looks like this. I use this stuff for probably more than anything around the homestead. It comes in so handy. So I'm actually going to use some of this again today. What I'm going to do is make a loop of it like this in two spots here. And then we'll just be able to screw that up here, and that way it'll stay nice and tight. There, and now there's no way that that will fall. Now you do want to make sure that when you're using any kind of heat lamp that you always don't get a bulb that's too big for what you're doing. This lamp was rated for 150 watts, so it's okay to use the 150 watt bulb. Let's plug it in. There we go. Perfect. And just that little bit of extra heat in here, plus all the insulation that's built into this well house, will keep everything nice and toasty in here and nothing will freeze. All right, we'll just close that up and we're all good. Now I have disconnected any garden hoses or anything coming out of the well house. On days when it warms back up above freezing, we can use those, but on days when it's gonna stay frozen pretty much all day, they don't do us any good anyway, so we just disconnect them.
Well, I think pretty much everything is ready on the homestead for it to get cold. So bring it on. I'm ready to stay in the house, be snugly warm in front of the wood stove.
So you guys, thank you so much for spending part of yesterday and today with us, getting some projects done, making sure all of the animals are safe. I feel much better about this cold stretch coming up now. Hey, if you're enjoying our content and you're not a subscriber yet, I sure hope that you'll hit that subscribe button before you leave. Don't forget, the absolute best way that you can help us, as always, is to share our videos on all of your social media. And until next time, thank you so much for stopping by our homestead. Take care, and God bless.
God bless.